Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Greeting to everyone. Today we are going to learn how to insert formula in Excel sheet. For example, if you are assigned a topic which is called ratio analysis to do the financial statement analysis of a company, and you have prepared a data sheet for the analysis. Now, let me explain how to insert formula in the Excel sheet with the example of this sheet. You are assigned a fuel and energy sector, and the companies are written over here. There are 21 companies, and for each company, you have entered data for this particular time period for 2016 to 21. And the rest of the column shows the items for which you have entered the data. Now, you have learned what are the ratios, right? So keep the ratios in front of you and then go to the last column of the data sheet like this one. Let's say our first ratio is current ratio. Our second ratio is the quick ratio. So if you go to the current ratios formulas, you have already learned that current ratio means current assets divided by the current liabilities. So under the current ratio, here you will enter the sign of equal, and then you will go to the respective column in which current assets are mentioned, right? If you go to the current assets column, so here the current assets are mentioned. In column number L, row number 2, the current assets are mentioned. And then on the above bar, formula bar, you will write slash, which is used for the division purpose, and then you have to find the current liabilities. So current liabilities are mentioned in the liability section. Here are the current liabilities. So our respective formula is completed. Current assets divided by current liabilities. Then enter. So here you will see that the calculation is done, right? So current assets divided by current liability. Let me give you another example. For example, you are going to calculate quick ratio. The formula for quick ratio is current assets minus inventories divided by current liabilities. Again, you will enter equal and then a bracket current assets. Then again, you will go to the column of the current assets. And here is the current assets. Minus, then you will enter the sign of minus and inventories. Find out the inventories. Here, inventories are mentioned, then bracket close. So then you will divide the current assets minus inventories by the current liabilities. Current liabilities are mentioned in the AH column. Here are current liabilities. Now the formula is completed. If you see over here, right, current assets minus inventories divided by current liabilities. So then you will do the enter, press the enter button, and you will see the calculation. So both ratios are calculated. So in this process, you will calculate the ratios for each column. You will enter the name of the ratio and then formula, name of the ratio and then formula, right? As I have done in these two columns. After doing this, you have to calculate the ratios for each company for each time periods, right? So then the next step is, if you copy this formula and paste in the respective columns for which you are going to calculate the ratio. So here you will see after pasting that the ratio is calculated. Current ratio is calculated for all the companies. Let me give you another example. For example, you have calculated the quick ratio, and now you will copy this formula in all the respective columns after this, like this. Copy this formula and paste in all the cells for which you are going to calculate the quick ratio, right? This is the manual way to calculate the quick ratio. So both ratios are calculated for each company for all the time, right? So in this way, you can calculate ratios, all the ratios which you have learned for the data sheet you have prepared for the analysis, right? And if you look at this one, these two entries basically are showing the errors because the data was not given in the previous column for the respective company. So that's why these are showing the errors. You can delete them. Otherwise, they will create problem in the analysis, right? So this is all about the inserting formulas in the Excel sheet. I hope you have learned how to insert formulas in the Excel sheet. Kindly prepare the Excel sheet for all the ratios. Calculate all the ratios in this way. In the next video, I will explain how to calculate the average and the standard deviation of these ratios. Thank you so much.